Welcome back to I'd Have a Beer. The I'd Have a Beer podcast is presented by Zeus Brewing Company in Poughkeepsie, New York. Thanks again for coming on board. New episodes out every week. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe on our YouTube. And Mike, tell them as always, absolutely.
Slam those buttons. Slam those buttons.
Absolutely murder those buttons. We're on the road to 100 subscribers and we need your help. So do what Mikey Bugatti told you and absolutely slam those buttons. If you're listening to us on Spotify, give us that 5-star rating that we absolutely deserve. And do me a favor, share this episode with a friend. They'll love it. Hit the follow on all of our social media at IHAB Podcast. Mike, tell the people, what do we got coming up tonight?
Yeah, absolutely. Final week of the NFL regular season is over, and the playoff teams are set. We got a lot of regular teams that we knew were going to be there all season, and a lot of upsets that came out of nowhere. So we're going to get into that. We're going to talk to you about the Giants-Eagles matchup, their final game of the season. We got a good, bad, and ugly. Mikey Bugatti is in the house with the bet that you're not going to want to miss. We got some questions for each other. We're going to go through a recap of Manny Mozz versus the Pat McAfee 35-yard challenge.
I can explain.
Goes. We'll talk about a little college football. Michigan, they won the Natty. We're going to talk about it. We're going to bring a big-time fan out on air here and get his reaction to the game. Go through a grind my gears with Manny Mozz. And, of course, predictions for the playoffs for the Eagles. The Dak interception tracker, it keeps on growing. And always, we talk about what we're here for is the beer we're drinking. And to that, I say, I'd have a beer.
I'd have a beer. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's the good old sound right there. Ooh.
Wow. Okay. I got a big one today.
Ooh, they weren't kidding when they said sour. Ooh. Wow. I got an Urban Oasis from Zeus Brewing Company. Sour. Woo.
I got the Hopsecutioner IPA from Terrapin. This thing is it's a 11.5%.
Wow.
This is gonna kick your ass.
All right. Well, let's get this show started. What do we got?
Let's jump in here. I know you're excited about this. You've been wanting to talk about it ever since it happened. Giants and Eagles recap. Tell me, bring me your emotions from beginning to end, how it went for you. Tell me everything.
I'll tell you everything and more. The Hungry Dogs, which are the New York Giants, finally showed up. The Hungry Dogs, the Giants, close out the regular season against the Eagles. This season for the Giants was a roller coaster, no doubt. But it felt great. It felt great to end the season with a win against the Super Bowl runner-ups last year. So that feels good. Yeah, not too much damage was done, though, for both of these teams, considering everything was pretty much set for the future. You know, the playoffs were kind of set. Eagles, you know, they needed to win last week. Dallas got the win. Eagles lost. So everything was kind of set. Giants were just playing for pride. And the Hungry Dogs came out, and that was a big pride win for the Giants. Giants secured the 6th overall pick in that draft. Did we see the last couple touchdowns of Saquon Barkley as a New York Giant that day?
I think so.
Possibly. I think so, too. Unfortunately, I think so. I don't know. But the Hungry Dogs take down the Eagles, a damaged Eagles team, going into the playoffs now. To recap, the Giants, glad the season's over. Glad we got a win. We split with the Eagles. We haven't beaten the Eagles in a long time, so that feels good. My recap is the Hungry Dogs. Let's go Giants. 2023 is over. We're looking at the draft. Excited.
Hungry Dogs 8. The Hungry Dogs 8. Did they play against the secondary dogs coming in? Maybe.
Here we go.
Maybe.
Here we go.
Maybe.
I believe the Hungry Dogs were out there for the Eagles. They just weren't hungry, and then they folded like a cheap suit right away. A lot of injuries. I think that's what happened.
I think what happened was A.J. Brown got hurt early on, and we said, what are we even doing here? Let's just accept our seed, accept our seed, not hurt our team. We're morally down by losing multiple games in a row. Let's unfortunately, we're limping into the playoffs here.
Yes. Perfect.
We were a Super Bowl contender when we were 10-1, and now we're the playoff low berth at 10-6. That should not have happened. I think they licked their wounds.
Okay.
They put their tail between their legs. They
Sure.
refresh and come back. And my recap is that hurt. That hurt to see. But once I saw Marcus Mariota come in, I stopped
Tough.
watching the game.
Hey, that first drive by Marcus Mariota, real good. I'm glad you guys have him as a backup. Real good.
Brilliant. Yeah. First throw, immediate interception on the 9-yard line. Fantastic.
Good.
Fantastic.
Real good.
Yeah, I saw him come in and I was like, I'm out. I tuned out immediately. Threw the interception. I was like, and then this is it. This is over
At
here.
one point, I couldn't even believe what I was watching. The Giants. I'm like, we were putting up we were cooking up a shutout. I'm like, what is happening right now?
I'm happy
like,
that didn't happen. A shutout would have hurt. Yeah. Better late than never. Yeah.
18 weeks in, we're back. Yeah.
We figured it out. So that was tough to watch. Not my favorite. It was one of the worst things I saw this weekend, but I saw better things and I saw good things. Speaking of that, speaking of good things, let's jump into the good, bad, and ugly here and talk about some good things. I thought this stat I heard this weekend was unreal. Okay, I've been a fan of the Eagles for 10 plus years, and we've had our down years, and we've had our good years, and we have our great years.
Sure.
I've never, in time, not seen them play in playoffs. I've seen them play in playoffs more times than not, and have a home game for them.
Okay.
First ever playoff game at Ford Field for the Lions.
Wow, right. GG's.
First ever. That's crazy. How are you? To be a Lions fan is like a commitment to a toxic relationship where you're showing up knowing at the end of 18 weeks, you're not going to be back here. So somehow they get the home game, first time ever. They're excited, and the whole team is there. All their best players are coming, and Matt Stafford, he's coming too.
Yeah,
and Jared Goff, he's coming too, even though he's not on the same team. So it's a nice homecoming for everyone to be there. Lions hosting a game, and to top off that great win for them, and for them to host the game. Dan Skipper, he got a 4-yard catch that game, and he checked in. He definitely checked in.
He learned.
I thought when he caught that ball, I thought he was in front of the ref. I thought he was going to be like, did I check in? Does that count? And drop the ball. But he was the bigger man. So this week, my good goes to the Detroit Lions. They look hot. I hope they win this game at home.
Hey, GG's to the Detroit Lions. They haven't won a divisional title since like 1950. So, you know what? If you're a Lions fan out there, if you've been a Lions fan, GG's, celebrate. You've earned it. And I cannot wait for this game because a little Matthew Stafford, a little Jared Goff redemption. If I'm Jared Goff, personally, the way I see it, I got the short end of that deal. I was living in L.A., balling out, just went to a Super Bowl. Things didn't work out in the Super Bowl, but whatever. I'm in LA. And then you trade me to the dumpster fire in Detroit. And look at them now. If I'm Jared Goff, I'm playing that game and I want blood. I think I'm pulling for the Lions.
Yeah. I agree with you. Everything went right for them. The only sour note was Sam Laporta got a little injured, but I think he'll be just fine.
True. But a good that I saw, that's good. I agree with you. Another good that I saw, Texas heading to the playoffs. Texas, CJ Stroud and the Texans heading to the playoffs with their win over the Colts 23-19. This is their first trip to the playoffs since 2019, so that's awesome. CJ Stroud, rookie, MVP, rookie of the year. I no doubt, rookie of the year. In my eyes. And GG's to the Texans fans, the GM, and the ownership. It appears you have found your franchise quarterback. It appears.
It looks like it. It
sure does. They play Cleveland next week in the playoffs. And you know what I've been saying? We talk about hungry dogs a lot on this show. They got a bunch of hungry dogs in that D.
Never mind,
so we'll
CJ Stroud.
CJ Stroud, live it up. You're my rookie of the year. I think you will be the rookie of the year. But good, Texans. Congratulations.
Yeah.
What about
Yeah,
bad,
that was
Michael?
great. That was great. CJ Stroud was good. I loved seeing that. But bad. I got a
What'd you
bad
see?
one. I got a bad one. There's nothing better than winning a game. There's nothing better than throwing a couple touchdowns. There's nothing better than
Sure.
having
I
a great player percentage passage. Nothing better than there's nothing better than perfection.
okay.
Every player wants to be perfect and have the perfect stats. 10 for 10, 20 for 20,
Oof.
35 for 35. Brandon Aubrey was one game away from kicking immortal perfection
Oh,
on the
you're
season.
right.
Going 37 for 37 is what he wanted. And his immortal perfect season ruined by no one
Ruined.
else. The Washington football team taking down 2 blocked punts. Are you kidding me?
Tough.
Are you kidding me? They should have sat him as soon as they were up by 15 points to keep his
You hate
perfect
to see
season
that.
alive. You hate to see it. You know he's mad.
Oh
He's going
God,
to the
he's
playoffs and
pissed.
he's hyped about that, but you know he's mad. He was perfect before then. My bad goes to Brandon Aubrey. I feel bad for you. You are a Cowboy, and I will never agree with your team, but that sucks. Having the
Well, and
perfect season ripped away by a
it,
non-playoff
oh
team.
God, yeah, no shot. That you know what? But the Hungry Dogs, Washington. You know what you say about a team that has nothing to lose? They went in and they interrupted something. Okay, they couldn't get the
They
win,
wanted to
but they
ruin
went in
something.
there and went in and they ruined something. And for all the players out there that say, oh, they don't really look at their stats, they don't keep that in mind. This
Yes, they
guy for
fucking
sure
do.
knew that he was this close of doing something that is extremely hard to do. And the
Yeah,
Washington football team, the Washington Commanders, who whatever they're going to be next year, ruined it for this guy. Tough.
ruined it.
That's bad. I
Ruined it.
agree.
Yeah,
Bad.
that was bad. I watched the game. I saw it get blocked, and I said, "Oh, that sucks." And I thought about it. I was like, "Oh no,
Oh
it's
my
over.
God.
It's so." He didn't get sleep that night. He didn't get that
No.
sleep. So
Tough.
that was my bad from the NFC East.
I saw something
Okay.
bad, and you know what? You might even agree with me that this was bad. And it's
Okay.
bad. It's been bad. Okay. And the bad for me to close up the regular season here
Yeah.
are those Philadelphia Eagles. Bad
Yeah.
for me. Bad for me. The Eagles close out the regular season with a loss to the Giants, like we already went through it, 27-10. Eagles are 1-5 in their last 6 games.
Good.
They're still
It's good.
they're still in the playoffs, right? They're still in the playoffs. It's scary. Some questionable injuries at the end of the game for the Eagles. Hopefully everybody's okay to play against a hungry dog team in Tampa Bay with Baker Mayfield next week. We'll see. A little concerning with Jalen Hurts. Bad. Last year he had 8 turnovers total. This year he has about 20. Okay? Tough. Yes. Yeah, where's the little violin? Tough. You want to know something too, and I had to double check this. I'm like, this can't be. The Eagles have now allowed the third most points per game with 25. Commanders lead that with 30.
Yeah.
That's a tough. What happened with this defense? Questionable things. I don't know. They're like you used before, and it was a great expression. They have limped into the playoffs. So we'll see what happens. Like I said, hungry dogs in Tampa Bay. Baker Mayfield, bad. Eagles, I don't know what went wrong, but something went wrong, and it went wrong quick.
No, you're right. I agree with you. That was tough to see. Again, another game lost, letting up points. The game didn't matter, but it
Right.
mattered morally, and that's what sucked the most there. The
Right.
switch needs to be flipped back on, or the season's over. You know, the record book's not going to care if you lost 6 games in a row at the end of the season if you won the most important games at the end of the season.
I
That's
agree
all
with
that
you
matters.
that I will agree with you now that everyone, it's a clean slate. And it doesn't matter now. It is what it is. You
Right.
need to win. Okay? That's
Right.
it. I agree with you.
That's it.
That's facts. That's the
If you
facts.
if you can win the first 4 games like you did in the beginning of the season, I don't care what the hell you did at the end of the season. But
Right.
that's what I'll say about the Eagles there. I did see something uglier than the Eagles
Okay.
because this team did not make the playoffs like the Eagles did.
Uh-oh.
But this team did start just as hot as the Eagles did. This team did have a 3-game lead on their division, and this
Uh-oh.
team lost that 3-game lead on their division, and they lost to a team that didn't even get into the playoffs. They just did it to ruin them to make sure they didn't get into the playoffs. And now the team that they lost to has even less after they lost the game.
Uh-oh.
Trevor Lawrence and the Jaguars had the playoffs in their hands. They needed
Right.
2 more wins earlier in the season, and then they just couldn't get it together. And who takes them down? King Derrick Henry and the Titans come due and take down the Jags in Derrick Henry's swan song as he says goodbye to the Titans. He goes, "That one's for you, Tennessee. This has been the best 8 years of my life.
Later.
I'm not in the playoffs, but neither are the Jags." And
Boom.
drops the mic. Uh, can't be mad about Derrick Henry taking you down like that, but you can be mad if you're a Jags fan. You were leading the division the whole year, and you just let it go to some rookie who comes out of nowhere. CJ Stroud takes it from you. Tough,
MVP, Rookie of the
tough,
Year, CJ Stroud.
tough. Bad news for the Jags and bad news for T-Law. You needed 1 game out of the 5 games you dropped, and I guess you didn't want it. I guess you
So,
didn't want it.
yeah, it almost sounds like the Eagles not wanting that division title. Had it.
Just didn't want it.
What are you going to do? Uglier than that for me to close out the regular season. The ugliest. We all watched it. It was the primetime game. We all saw it. Mikey Bugatti even went to the game with some friends out in Miami. Miami for the division. Miami, Buffalo. It all comes down to this. Both teams already head into the playoffs, but one road a lot easier for the other team if they win. Okay? Home game, Miami. You win, you're the 2nd seed. Ugly Miami Dolphins. Ugly. Okay? The Miami Dolphins were winning 14-7 to start the 4th quarter. 14-7 to start the 4th quarter. They got it. What do? They give up a 90-plus yard kickoff for a return touchdown. No good. What do we got? Tie game. 2 interceptions. Not good. Now, because of this loss, Miami, they get to play the Chiefs at Arrowhead. And what I'm hearing is going to be unbelievably cold, rainy, and shitty out. And I don't know how those Miami birds are in that kind of weather, but I'm not thinking they're going to be too hot.
I don't watch National Geographic a lot, but I'm pretty sure dolphins can't survive in -3 weather. That's what I've heard.
I don't even think we need to fact check that. That sounds fucking good enough for me. Yeah.
Sounds good.
So ugly Miami Dolphins. You had one job. You had the home game. You were winning. You had one job. They couldn't do it. Ugly. This could be the end of the season for Miami. It's going to be a tough road here.
I think it is. I don't see. I just asked this today. Do they train now? Like, you're going into a cold climate, -3 weather. Do you train in cold weather? Where are they putting them?
What are they flying them out to Anchorage, Alaska for like a few weeks? No way, man.
They should be doing that, or they should be like doing ice baths for like 45 minutes a piece. And
they need to. I don't know what they're going to do, but they hopefully are doing something. Ice baths. Maybe they show up to Kansas City a week early and just. Yeah. No hotel rooms. Everybody's outside in the elements. Maybe. I don't know. But it's going to be a tough game. And I don't want to see Kansas City get hot. And they might be beating up on Miami here.
I think so. I think they do. I think they're at home. They feel good. They're used to the cold. A couple touchdowns. They might take it. I agree with you. But Dolphins, that definitely was ugly. Definitely no good. That wraps up the good and the bad and the ugly of the Week 18. And that wraps up everything we talked about this season for the NFL.
That's it.
All right? That's it, baby. It's playoff time. Playoff time.
It's here.
The regular season players, they got their money. Now the playoff players are going to get their money. Mm-hmm. And that's why Mikey Bugatti is here to get you some money this playoff week coming up. All right? This is an easy one. This is the go long parlay. All right? I got 4 players who are scoring a touchdown this weekend.
Okay.
Players. CJ Stroud, he's connecting with Nico Collins. You got the Cheetah, Tyreek Hill. You got Amari Cooper from Joe
Boom.
Flacco. And you got Shakir coming from Josh Allen and the Bills.
Yeah.
4 high targets. 4 number 1 wide receivers on the team. They're scoring. They're scoring because Nico Collins wants the stats. Tyreek Hill is a cheetah. Amari
Beast.
Cooper from Joe Flacco, automatic. And the Bills, they're going to be double covering Diggs. Shakir
Yep.
is there. Touchdown. Give me $100, and I give you $4,400. Okay?
Ooh!
That's right. That's right, baby. And you're coming in to these playoffs with a stack. And you'll be going to the next playoff game with the money I just made you with the go long parlay for the first week of playoffs. All right?
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Mikey Bugatti in the house to give you the money in your pockets. You know what to do. Call the bank. Call them.
Call him.
Call them.
Call him. And you know what? You should probably DM that bet slip to Tyreek Hill's agent, because Tyreek Hill's house took a little damage over the weekend. He might need some money for some repairs.
Heard about that. I heard it was on fire, and then
It
I
was.
heard. Did you hear more about it? I heard more about it.
I heard maybe somebody's little kid playing with matches, something.
Yes, yeah, I heard he got actually. It was like a police report for assaulting a kid, and then 2 days later, his house was on fire. I think the kid set the fire.
Cheetahs. Man,
you ever see
cheetahs.
the meme, that meme where the kid's sitting outside and the house is on fire behind him and she's smiling at the camera? It was that little kid.
Cheetahs running hot. Oh boy.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Speaking of the playoffs here, I got a question for you.
Sure.
I got a question for you. Here's my question of the week for you. All right.
Give it to me. I got an answer.
Predictions. I make a lot of bets.
Yeah.
I like to give you the future. Manny Mozz.
Give it to me. Yeah. That's me.
I want you to tell me how the bracket is going to break down. Who's going to win this weekend? Who moves on? And you got it right in front of you. You ready?
I got it right in front of me. I kind of figured this is where you were going. Yeah.
Yeah. Who's going to win? Who moves on? And who plays in that? Take me all the way through your Super Bowl winner. I got to know.
Okay.
I got to know.
All right.
Right from the jump, Eagles, Buccaneers. Who's winning that game?
All right. From the NFC side, we're going Eagles. I'm going, you know what? Believe it or not, I'm going to give the Eagles that win.
Yep. Thank you.
Yeah, I think the Eagles need that win. I think if the Eagles lose that game, this whole shot. I'm going to give the Eagles that win just because you guys have the experience. Your quarterback, he's supposed to be hopefully better than Baker Mayfield. You guys are supposed to have better weapons than what Tampa Bay does on offense. For those reasons, I give you guys the win over Tampa Bay.
Okay. Rams, Lions.
Oh, I'm going Lions. Easy. Going Lions. Yep.
Cowboys, Packers.
Ladies and gentlemen,
no way.
Where did we say they would be on the wheel? Okay. Week 18. Okay. There is no
start of season.
Get ahead.
Beat up on shitty teams. We them boys.
Yep.
And then
we them boys. And then we get to the playoffs. And then we on them golf carts, the Green Bay Packers will be taking down the Dallas Cowboys, and Dak Prescott will have to answer to the media and Jerry Jones once again.
Nice.
Yes.
Nice. Okay. Switching over to the AFC, Browns versus Texans. Tough matchup.
Tough, man. And I just had so much praise for CJ Stroud and the Texans, coming back, haven't been to the playoffs since 2019. I got to go Cleveland, though, because Cleveland, I've been talking about that defense all year. CJ Stroud's still going to be probably rookie of the year, but that defense is ruthless. They are them dogs, really. They are the dogs out there in the dog pound in Cleveland. And Joe Flacco is, you got to throw some respect on the man Joe Flacco. He can't, can't. And you know why we want to see this? Because we want to see Cleveland and Baltimore.
That's right. That's where they'll go.
So I'm going Cleveland.
So if you say the Browns are beating Texans, then Dolphins, Chiefs, you're going
Dolphins, Chiefs. I mean, I got to go Kansas City here. Kansas City's home. Miami, if it's below 70 degrees, they're in trouble. And the weather report doesn't look too good in Kansas City. I'm going Kansas City.
Okay, good answer. Steelers, Bills.
Wow. Shout out to the Steelers. Shout out to Mike Tomlin. Not a losing season on his record. Look at this guy.
Ever.
They were like abysmal at the beginning of the year.
Is it a good stat that you're never having a losing record, but you don't have Super Bowls of many?
Right. I don't even know who's the starting quarterback for Pittsburgh
Kenny
right now.
Pickett, Mason Rudolph, Kenny Pickett.
One
Mason
of those guys. I don't know. I'm going Buffalo.
Yeah, I figured you'd say that.
I'm going Buffalo.
All right. So now Eagles versus Lions, because that's who they play.
Oh my God. Yeah. I'm going to ride the Jared Goff bus for another week and go the Lions.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Lions. Okay, now San Fran versus Green Bay.
San Fran over Green Bay.
Okay, I get that. Bills over Chiefs, the classic coin flip, big game matchup. That's how you made it.
Ladies and gentlemen, we all want to see this happen. We all want to see it. They started it. They put too much on them this year. We don't want to see Taylor Swift in the halftime show for the Kansas City Chiefs this year. So we need to kick them out early. So I'm going Buffalo, baby.
Bills, okay,
baby.
Now this one is controversial. I don't know who I'd pick here. Ravens or Browns.
Wow. Yeah, that is the matchup a lot of people want to see. You know, obviously Joe Flacco, his whole team, Ravens, you know, unbelievable. Also, Ravens, Harbaugh, his brother just won a natty. Do we want to see the other brother win a Super Bowl? That would be kind of crazy, you know, around the kitchen table.
Dalvin Cook just joined the Ravens.
Dalvin Cook did.
Didn't know they could do that this late in the season. I think that's a bunch of hoopla, but okay.
To be honest with you, I don't think Dalvin Cook going to the Ravens, it really does anything to the Ravens stock. I mean, you know,
they got an all-star running back now. They had an all-star running back committee. Now they got 6 of them. They put him as a nice little pass receiver. We're good. I'm
going Baltimore over the Cleveland Browns just because of the ride that they've had and the quarterback and, you know, what he can do. So, yeah, I'm going.
Your championship games is San Fran Lions, Bills, Ravens. Who's winning the NFC?
Wow.
This is crazy.
Wow. That's what I'm talking about. Get some fresh teams in there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Every once in a while, get some fresh teams in there. Wow. I'll start off on the NFC side. I'm going. Wow. Man, do I want to see the Lions make it to the Super Bowl, but I'm a little nervous.
Yeah, I get that.
I'm a little scared. You know, be honest, I haven't watched San Francisco play the last 2 games because they sat everybody last week, and then the week before that, and, you know, it was kind of really
that's a bad thing.
Maybe, you know, kind of coming out slow, maybe, you know,
kind of
rusty. Ooh, tough, man. I got to go San Francisco just because, you know, just because of the caliber they looked like all season.
Sure. And now, who's San Fran meeting in the Super Bowl out there in Las Vegas?
I got to go Ravens. I got to go Ravens 49ers for Super Bowl here. For the Super Bowl.
Yeah. So what you're confirming here is the conspiracy of the colors of the Super Bowl logo, that the Ravens play the 49ers, and that this will be the most unwatched Super Bowl of the past 5 to 10 years.
Crazy.
Now, the ultimate question, Manny Mozz. Who's the Super Bowl champion?
I just watched Michigan win. I want the Harbaugh brother to win. Okay. Yeah. I want the family to tie this year up and be like, listen, your younger brother got a natty. Your older brother got a Super Bowl. We are the best football family. The Kelseys are out. Okay.
Right.
It's the Harbaughs now. All right.
Maybe I want to see they clink their rings together, something. Maybe some beam of light comes down.
I'm going full on Harbaugh brothers. I'm going Ravens to win this Super Bowl. That is my predictions. Yes.
And the MVP, Lamar Jackson, or is it going to be like a defensive player? Maybe OBJ gets 5 touchdowns.
I would be okay with that.
Remember when he was on the Rams and he was on pace to get like 3, 4 touchdowns and he got
Yeah.
hurt halfway? Maybe it's OBJ.
Maybe this is it. This could be the end too for OBJ if he goes out a winner. So
Yeah. Well,
Ravens.
I appreciate you on that. You heard it here first, folks.
Yes, sir.
It's not the Eagles. It's not the Lions. It's not the Chiefs. It's not the Bills. It's the Baltimore Ravens as your Super Bowl champions. And the MVP is a 3-letter word. Just like MVP, it's OBJ.
OBJ.
Okay?
Yes.
That is prediction. So if you're looking for the bet on who's winning the Super Bowl, call the bank, put in the Ravens. It's OBJ. Manny Mozz tells the truth.
I just gave it to you.
There you go.
I just gave you it, and I didn't ask for anything in return. You're welcome. That's what we do here. All right?
That's what we do.
But I got a question for you, and this kind of ties in. This is away from football, so I appreciate you taking me down that road of that. But my question to you, Mike, I know you got some big things changing in your life here. I want to ask you, what are you looking forward to most about moving to the new residency in Arizona?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Good question.
Tell us.
I'm moving. If you don't know where I'm at right now, folks, I'm in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Came from New York.
Yes,
and
sir.
now moving across country. I thought to myself, I've been in the big city. I've been on the South Beach. Let's go to the desert.
Like everybody says. Yeah.
Everybody says. So I'm heading out west with my headphones on, and I'm about to rock out to some great music out there. I'm excited for the views, the hikes, the waterfalls. I'm seeing nothing but insane landscapes and scenery. I see it and they're like, no, this isn't Morocco. This isn't Egypt. This is Arizona. I'm pumped up for that. And I'm now in the 5th biggest city in the world. And it doesn't, in the US, which probably doesn't sound correct, but it is. And I didn't know that because it's very wide, the city. It's not just compact like New York City. It stretches out for like hundreds of like 50, 60 miles.
Like Texas. Yeah.
Like Houston. Yeah. So I'm pumped up for that. And my new place is fairly close to the Phoenix Suns Stadium, the Arizona Diamondback Stadium, and only 10 minutes from Arizona Cardinals. So I'll be in and out of games very frequently in the next upcoming season of I'd Have a Beer.
Did you find a Phillies bar down there already?
Oh, you best believe when I went out there in April that I went to it. It's called Rock Bar Inc. They got a rooftop, okay?
There you go.
And they got TVs all the way around. And downstairs, they have a live band stage. And when the Eagles score, they play the Eagles game on with the live band.
Okay.
Pretty sick, pretty dope. So we're welcomed in the community, and that makes me feel good. It's a fellow bird out there.
Well, Mikey Bugatti, good luck on your move. I can't wait to start doing. We're gonna be doing podcasts out there in Arizona. I can't wait for you to go to Arizona because now I have a place to stay when I go to the Waste Management coming up.
That's right.
Waste Management tournament. Yes, sir.
Listen, everyone out there who's listening, this is what it is in life. You got to get yourself a friend who's your destination location for visiting. Okay, it's not. Oh, let's buy a house in Arizona. Let's buy a house in Miami. Get a friend who goes and lives out there and then just go crash on his couch or second bedroom.
When my friends ask me, man, do you travel? Have you seen the world? I have. And it's just, I follow Mikey Bugatti. When he was in New York, I was in the city. When he moved to South Beach, when he was on the beach, I stayed with him, enjoyed the beach. Now I'm going to get to see some sprawling deserts, it sounds like, in the Waste Management. Yes.
So, yeah, pumped up for that. It's going to be a good time. You're going to have a good time at Waste Management Open. There's a ton of good music festivals I just looked up this weekend as well. So, we're all excited. We're all excited about that.
As you should be.
Actually, jumping off your question, I got another question for you.
Uh-oh.
I got another question for you.
Yeah.
This 35-yard field goal that you were supposed to kick a week ago, take us through one. What the fuck happened? 2, what is this audible you called, and how did this all go down? Bring us to the scene.
Okay. The defense was showing me something I didn't like, so I changed the play. Okay. If you could hear from the commentators, that was Jim Nantz and Tony Romo telling me it's a fake and an unbelievable special teams play by me. No, see what happened here is, the clip will be out. I teased that clip. The real clip will be out. Can't kick a 35-yard field goal. Can't
Didn't
kick
think
it.
so.
Can't really
Didn't
kick it.
think
I
so.
couldn't really even get it off the ground, to be honest with you. All right? Couldn't really get it off the ground. So I'm like, I got to call an audible here. And salvage this clip. And then I was
Sure.
thinking in the back of my mind, he did say, how can I save the Giants? Well, the Giants can't save themselves. Okay. So I'm like, what would the Bonehead Giants do? The Bonehead Giants would try to do something when all they have to do is kick a field goal to win the game. They would try to do something that no one has ever seen before, and it's probably illegal. Okay. You can't do in football. So I did what I thought Tyrod Taylor and the Giants would do. They would fake a kick and then throw it through the uprights and then look at the refs like, what do you mean that's not 3 points? Yeah.
What do you mean that doesn't count?
What do you mean that's not 3 points? So,
yeah,
it was not going good. And I'm like, well, I got to get him something. So I'm like, I'm just going to do a fake and then throw it through.
I appreciate the submission, and I laughed. I was a little disappointed, but it was hysterical for me to see
I bet.
event happening. I now that you say that, I think to myself, what if there was a rule that if instead of kicking the field goal, you could take the ball at the same point and you can throw it, but you have to hit one of the crossbars.
Wow. How many points would that be?
That would have to be like a 2 point or 3 point. It can't be more
4 points.
4 points?
I think it should be like if you snipe the crossbar.
It's got to be like a 30-yard field goal around, because like 20 yards, I'm sure these guys can hit.
Well, let me tell you something. 35, like I tried to do, that shit is tough. If the quarterback lets it go from it's got to be beyond 30 yards and snipes the crossbar, 4 points.
I'd lose my tits. I'd be
4
like, this
points.
is crazy.
4 points.
Yeah.
Why?
But then it could leave open the possibility that they could intercept it if it lands inside and he runs it back.
I got an even better idea. This just came to me. I got a genius idea. No one steal this idea. You throw it to your wide receiver in the end zone, but instead of just catching it in the end zone and it being 6 points, he has to dunk it over the crossbar.
8 points. Yeah,
wow.
I like that. I like that.
Yeah. All right. I think the
add
Lions.
Like a small hoop. Maybe they add a small hoop up there that they can get up and crank it in.
I like that. I like that, because not everybody can dunk it too. So you gotta make sure your tall guys are in position.
Right.
There,
opens up a new position for the NFL.
Yeah, you're gonna see a lot of NBA players coming on over.
If I saw Joe in fucking pads like this coming up, he's like, "Give me both," and then dunks.
No problem, sir.
You got it. Okay,
whatever you say.
Now,
whatever you say.
Shifting over from NFL, XFL, and the college football league.
Yes.
Let's talk about. I'm not very interested into college football, but it's the Natty. It's the national championship.
A big game.
It's Michigan. It's Washington.
Yes, it was.
I want to get in the head of a mega fan, of a Michigan State fan. Okay, can we get
Michigan
someone on the line here to tell us about what they were feeling going into the game? I heard this was the first time they won in multiple years. Last
26.
year, I saw them smacked around.
Yep.
They were this close. A couple years ago, they were close again. Can we talk to someone here that has the power, the energy?
Yeah, let's take a caller. I think we got somebody calling in actually right now. The biggest Michigan fan I know out there, ladies and gentlemen, my cameraman, Nick. Nick, how are we feeling? Breadstick Nick out there. Nick, how are we feeling? Talk us through the emotions. It's been almost 24 hours. Biggest Michigan fan, go. What do you got to say to the people?
Yeah, to be completely honest, Manny, it hasn't really fully set in yet. It's getting more and more there. It's been 26 long years before we finally got to this point here. But hey, listen, we did it. We got there Monday. Super hard fought game, over physical. Listen, a big respect to Washington as well. The other undefeated team out there, only one of us could be 15-0. So
wow.
I'm glad it's the boys in blue and yellow, not the purple and white. So let's get it.
Tell them, baby.
Tell them. Strong words. Did you celebrations, cigars, champagne? What was the where were you after? What was happening? Some mayhem. I imagine you were in a packed bar.
Well, I had a couple friends over. We watched the game. I don't think I could have had a cigar. I don't think my heart could have handled any much more than I had there.
Right.
I had probably had about close to 3 heart attacks before that fourth quarter where we really started to turn things around.
Yeah.
It was calls to the family. We've been waiting, I think, basically my whole entire life for this big moment, to be also so close last year against TCU. And lose so upsettingly to a team that did not belong in the playoffs like that to, finally come back and JJ kind of hold his promise there. Big win.
Big win. Nick, my question for you, what do you think Hardball, the head coaching, what do you think about all that? You think he sticks around, or you think he's going to take his talent into the NFL? What do you think?
Back into the NFL.
Back.
So I'm not totally sure on this one. I've been reading a couple articles. So they did a big banquet dinner yesterday, and Harbaugh was saying basically, hey, I hope all you guys, some of you seniors and stuff like that, or some of you juniors, you come back for your senior year instead of going into the NFL draft. When he says coming back, kind of makes me believe
I like where this is going.
Yeah, that Harbaugh is going to be staying at Michigan for another year. In my gut feeling, I think J.J. McCarthy's staying another year. I don't think he's fully ready for the NFL. He's doing great right now, but I don't think he goes very high in the draft if he were to go in the NFL. So that kind of makes me think that maybe Harbaugh's like, I'm going to stick with, the quarterback that I've done the best with so far and try to drag that out for one more year, maybe kind of cap it with a back-to-back championship.
Yeah,
I would love that.
Yeah, that would be incredible. I heard now that he's allowed to sit at the big boy table with the rest of the champions of his family.
Because he was saying the smaller table. I think he meant to say the children's table and the adult table.
So.
He kind of messed that one up a little bit. But I don't know if you guys also heard this. Jimmy's getting a tattoo.
What?
He promised his team that if they went 15-0 and won the national title, he's getting a 15-0 tattoo right on one. Either he doesn't know the right or the left yet, but he's thinking the right because that's his quarterback arm.
Wow.
Nick, I think you should join Harbaugh in that and get a 15-0 tattoo on your body. I think so.
It'd only be right.
Yeah, where do you think I should get it though?
Yeah, I'll leave that up to you. That up to you. But Nick, I want
That's what we were leaning towards. All right, just wanted to make sure.
Wait, what'd you say?
Butt cheeks. Gotta go butt cheeks.
Just 15 on one cheek, O on the other one?
No. Oh, just put 15-butthole.
Oh, I get it now. All right, Nick, I want to end with one question for you. I got one question. I got one thing to say to you. Who's got it better than us?
Nobody, Manny. Nobody.
15-0 Michigan, after 26 years, gets the natty. Nick, I appreciate you giving us a call and chiming in and taking us through that roller coaster events that you had last night. But Nick, you are a champion and you should celebrate with the team because you've always been a Michigan fan and you deserve this one. So I hope if you're still waiting to take it all in, if not tonight, if not next week, you need to celebrate at some point because you deserve it. Let's go, Michigan.
We'll be having a weekend, baby.
All right, Nick, I appreciate you calling in, brother. Take it easy.
Later, boys.
Be good.
Breadstick Nick. Well-deserved win. Well-deserved excitement there. There's always two tales to those games. The winners, champions, and then the losers who are sad and angry. That losing, nothing hurts worse than losing the big game like that.
It's tough.
That stuff would grind my gears.
You said something about grind my gears, right?
Yeah. It's been a while since I've heard of grind my gears from you. What do you got for me this week? What's been grinding your gears?
It has been a while. Like you said, I've been in a good mood. Nobody's really done anything. It was the holidays. It was nice. Now we're getting back into it. The football regular season is over. It's playoffs. It's all good. I won fantasy football. I'm happy. This is good. No grind my gears. No bad juju. Until I decided to look at the upcoming playoff schedule. Okay, I decided to take a peek at the upcoming playoff schedule. We're already on Thursday night. This year they did the prime time. You got to be a Prime subscriber to watch Thursday night games. All right, got it. One platform, Thursday nights across the board. I hate it, but okay. Okay? We had a Friday night game this year. Didn't love it. The schedule, a little weird. Didn't love it. Wasn't thrilled about it, but okay. Now, we have a Saturday wild card matchup. Chiefs, Dolphins on no other than Peacock TV.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Saw that.
Who has Peacock TV? What is that? Is that a service?
I can tell you what, that is masterclass by Roger Goodell for making all Swifties pay for Peacock to watch that fucking game. That's what that is.
Peacock? What's on Peacock? This game, that's it? He bought this? What? Peacock? I'm like, we talk a lot about birds, where you red birds, green birds, purple birds. Peacock?
It's all the colors. All the birds in one.
So I'll be living vicariously through somebody that has a Peacock account. If anybody wants to shoot us a DM with their username and password for Peacock, that'd be greatly appreciated. Why? Roger Goodell, why? Peacock. Why randomly one game Peacock? What? Who signed off on this? Roger Goodell, obviously, but why? So the grind my gears is probably Roger Goodell. What the fuck, bro? Peacock?
I think they should just have it all. Just let one channel have it. NBC, CBS, TNT, whatever the fuck it is. Just keep it all on one.
I gotta
game
follow
after
up.
Another.
I already got to follow up for my grind my gears here. Who's commentating that game on Peacock?
Oh yeah,
Who is commentating this game? Yeah, who
not
is?
Al Michaels.
Surprise! It's not me or Mikey Bugatti. We didn't get the invite on that.
Yeah, we didn't get big because I don't own Peacock, let alone get signed on to talk on it.
When I was, I'm like, all right, you know what? Let me look. And then I saw that, I'm like, that grinds my gears. Boom. I'm like, Peacock. I had like, what is it? Is it a channel? Like, what is it?
It's like NBC. They took the fucking The Office and the NFL games, and that's all they took. That's all they took.
Peacock.
This is what they should do. They should take, and this is how more people would buy the Red Zone. You get all Red Zone and then all the playoffs on Red Zone.
Yeah.
And then you can keep Chris Hansen, whatever his name is. Chris Hansen's from Dateline. But you can keep whatever that guy is.
Scott Hansen. Scott Hansen.
That's it. Sky's brother. Scott Hansen on Red Zone for another 4 weeks, just like everybody wants.
Scott Hansen, I would love that instead of watching Peacock, which God only knows who's going to be calling that game. I don't know. That sucks. Grind my gears. So now I got to hunt down somebody that has a login and password. And if not, I got to subscribe for a month for who knows, probably $15,000 to watch the Chiefs beat up the Dolphins in -3-degree weather. Sick. And Taylor Swift 5 times a game. Sweet. Grind my gears. Yeah. Thank you, Roger Goodell and the NFL, for signing off on Peacock Saturday. Thanks. 8:00. I won't be there. Thanks.
We'll be there to watch the game to give you all the highlights after I find it on a third-party Russian streaming service.
It's going to be in fucking Spanish. It's going to be that guy, Monday Night Football.
Yeah. I love that guy. Monday Night Football. That's going to be a fucking game to watch. I'll ensure that I find it on ESPN The Ocho so we can get the Spanish version of it.
Great. Thanks.
Appreciate your grind my gears this week, Manny Mozz. Yeah, Peacock. That sucks. I don't watch that. I don't have that.
What?
That's not going to be fun. That's not going to be fun. But let's move on to some other games in
some other business.
Playoffs.
Yeah.
Let's get into the predictions of the upcoming games for our teams. Okay. Let's start first with the Giants. Are they going to win this week in the playoffs?
Giants got a big game this week. And we've been saying it all season. Hungry Dogs.
Yeah.
The Hungry Dogs secured the 6th pick in the upcoming draft, so they're hungrier than ever. My prediction, who do I think they're going to get? I think they need to make a trade. I think they need to try to maybe get this Drake May guy from North Carolina. I think they need to try to make a trade, move up in the draft, pick a quarterback. If not, we're going to be probably drafting an offensive lineman again, and we won't be excited about that, and it'll suck again, another draft. That realistically, that's probably what's going to happen, but I would love to see them be aggressive here and possibly take one of these quarterbacks. I think the dude from USC, he's going to Chicago. Believe it or not, I think he's going there. So it leaves really Drake. What is it? Drake. What's his name?
Drake May.
Drake May from North Carolina. I would like to see the Giants make some moves. Get that guy. That's my prediction.
Could be cool. Could be something cool. Could be exciting for you guys.
That'd be
I
exciting.
want an answer about a game. What game are you excited to watch this weekend out of all the games that are happening?
Oh, easy. The Chiefs-Dolphins game on Peacock TV. So thrilled to watch that game. Yeah, can't wait.
Yeah.
Can't wait. No, realistically, I'm excited for this Lions game. Okay?
Yeah, that's going to be a good game. I think the atmosphere in there is going to be fucking nuts.
Yes.
They're definitely sold out. I think the tailgating will be nuts. I would love to go there myself and be a fake Lions fan for a day.
Dude. I'm telling you, it's Jared Goff looks like a pretty cool, calm, and collective guy. We saw him in the press conference after they got robbed in Jerryland, from that win with the refs screwing them over. Look, pretty calm guy. I think, though, Jared Goff has circled this game on his calendar here this week, and he knows what those people in LA did. They put him in Detroit to die, and what has he done? He's come back from the dead.
And the Phoenix has risen.
And I think he has a little chip on his shoulder here, and like I said, I think they beat the LA Rams. Yes, so I'm excited about that game.
Yeah, that's gonna be good.
What about you? What do you? The Eagles play. Eagles playing.
We're in it, baby. We're in it. We go in.
Fresh
Tampa
start.
Bay, nice warmer weather. Here we go. All right. We're here.
Fresh start.
This is it could go two ways, and I hope it goes this first way. We started off the season like 8-0. 8-0. That was hot. I love that.
You were excited. Yep.
If we could keep this team at that level with that excitement and that hunger and those plays, and Tampa Bay doesn't blitz, and they're not the third highest blitzing team in the league, then we got it all covered down. I think what happened when we played the 49ers is they figured out the playbook against us, and it's blitz, cover the outside so Jalen Hurts can't run, and when he comes through the middle, dominate.
Crack him. Yeah.
Crack him. And that's what happens. So I do think that the Eagles win this game. I think it's a lot closer than it should be. Eagles win this game. But then we go on to play the Lions if the Lions win. And I don't know what's going to happen.
I don't know yet. One game at a time there, Michael. One game at a time.
Eagles take down the Bucks. The Bucks beat us a couple years ago when Thomas Brady was still in the league.
I remember that. Yep.
But if I'm going to lose, I'd rather lose to the person who wins it all. So I was okay with that loss.
Okay.
So Eagles win. Eagles win this weekend. Eagles win. That's my prediction.
Eagles win. Okay.
That's it. My prediction.
Got it. All right.
Let's talk about another NFC team. Another guy who helped us out just once more again.
A little bit.
He's getting closer and closer to his promise. He did say, this was the direct quote. He said, "I will not throw 15 interceptions this year."
He said it.
This year's not over yet.
No.
This year's not over yet. And how many is he at now? What's the wheel at right now?
He is at 9, baby. He is at 9.
9 interceptions.
And he's got at least one more game left. So
Right. And if I know anything about Green Bay,
what's that?
They're getting 6 interceptions. They're getting 6 interceptions.
All right. I'm with it.
They're getting 6 interceptions. So Dak will hold up his promise to us because he loves us,
which
we appreciate. So we'll be looking forward to that too as well this weekend too. Not on Peacock. That'll be on Hulu Sports, I believe.
Yeah, that'll be on Paramount Plus. Sweet.
Yeah. That'll be on Tubi or Slack TV if you have it. Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Oh, shit. But let's close it out here. Let's talk about we've been talking, but I've been drinking, and I see you've been drinking.
I've been
too.
Drinking.
Tell me about this Oasis that you've been on this entire game.
Yes, Urban Oasis by no other than Zeus Brewing Company. Urban Oasis, raspberry and chocolate.
I feel like I'm doing this when I hear that name.
Urban Oasis. Urban Oasis. Say with me. Urban Oasis. Urban Oasis. Yes,
so
it's very nice.
It's like raspberry chocolate?
It's raspberry chocolate, and it's a Yeah, it's a Urban Oasis Raspberry and Chocolate Sour, 5.6.
Oh, okay.
You usually not into sours, to be honest with you, but with the hint of raspberry here and a little bit of chocolate, this is pretty delicious. I have to say, this is pretty delicious.
Okay, that's good to hear. That's good. Is it delicious? Take us through the questions. You know what they are. Tell us.
I would have this at dinner. Yes, sir. Urban Oasis with raspberry and chocolate. You know what? You'd have this at dessert. You'd have this for like a dessert right here. A little raspberry and chocolate. Yeah.
Beer. Okay.
Little raspberry and chocolate.
I like that.
Would I have this at a tailgate?
Yeah. Is it maybe it's too nice?
You know, I don't know if raspberry and chocolate are the go-to ingredients for tailgating.
Yeah, I don't think of like burgers, beer, and I'm like, oh wait, who brought the raspberries and chocolate? Yeah, that doesn't.
Right. But you're having this at dinner. This is good. This is good beer. I think beer enthusiasts would appreciate this. This is very good. But I don't think you're having this at a tailgate. Now, I nor would I have this at a tailgate. But 1 through 10.
Yeah.
Urban Oasis, 1 through 10. Let me get another. I mean, it was pretty good. I mean, I'm down below this line here already with this beer. This was good.
Okay.
Urban Oasis, yep. I'm going 7.7 on the Urban Oasis.
That's a nice number. Dude, that's a smooth number for a smooth beer like that. Okay, 7.7.
You get this beer at this brewing company, you are not disappointed. This is a good. I don't know if you're having a ton of these, but you know this is a good. You want a good beer? It's a good beer. Urban Oasis, raspberry and chocolate.
When I go to a brewery, I'm not going in mind. I'm slamming 7 or 8 beers. I'm thinking to myself, I want some nice beer that tastes great. If I have it with like a nice burger or steak or sandwich, it's gonna be good. Okay, so that's 7.7 for Urban Oasis.
7.7.
That's on my list. That's on my list. That's on my to-do list for beer. Okay, love it. Love it.
What do you got?
On the other hand, well, what percentage is that, by the way?
That was a 5.6.
Okay, so a mid-range beer. Let me get you boys up and running here. Okay, this is a 12.2% IPA Terrapin, and it's called. Of course, you're thinking, wow, this has got to be something great. The Hopsecutioner. Okay, the Hopsecutioner, and it shows this hop. It's a hop of a beer. Pulling down the axe on another set of hops. This guy's killing his own family here. It says Warrior on the top of the can. I don't know if
well,
you see that.
If you're drinking a 12% anything, you might be killing somebody.
Yeah, and it might be myself here. This beer is crazy. If you like a hoppy beer, get into this beer. This beer is great. I enjoy hoppy beers, so this is nice for me. Am I having this at dinner? One. I'm allowed to only have one. I think they would overserve me if I had 2 beers.
Or you're killing everybody at dinner. Yeah.
Yeah. 24% of my body is beer. No good. No good. So this beer is good for 1 at dinner.
Yeah.
Tailgating? No. I don't think a blind rage would come over me if I had the Hopsecutioner.
You're not making it into the stadium if you have that beer.
Yeah.
They will not let you in.
Stadium, and I'm making it right onto the field, butt naked. Yeah. And I'll be banned.
That's it. Fly, Eagles, fly.
Yep. That's how the game ends.
Yeah.
1 out of 10. This is good beer. Taste wise, if you don't like hoppy, you're gonna hate it.
Okay.
You're gonna hate it. So for those reasons, I'm giving this 6.2. A 6.2 on scale. It's good. It gets a nice alcohol percentage. Once you get halfway through, your mouth just tastes like hops.
You're just numb.
Yeah, you're numb. Everything's numb right now. And basically, I could run through a door and feel nothing. But you heard it here. Hopsecutioner IPA.
Wow.
It's approved. It's on the approved list of beers. Yeah.
All right.
Absolutely.
Hopsecutioner. Okay. Yeah. I don't know if I've ever had a 12% beer in my life.
Yeah, my teeth are numb.
Yeah. It's like I'm just gonna go biting something after this. Yeah. All right. Well, be on the lookout in the Fort Lauderdale area for Mikey Bugatti tonight. He might be on a tear.
Okay. Yeah. Last week there was aliens in Miami Beach. This week, Florida man
Has a
whatever,
12%
Florida man,
beer. Yeah.
Yeah. Florida man terrorizes Las Olas Boulevard, all on alert. All on alert.
Tough. The regular season is over here. Season is over here. We got playoffs coming up. We did the beers. We brought in Nick, the biggest Michigan fan I know. Big win. You could hear it from him. Genuine. He's happy. Shout out Nick in the Michigan. Go enjoy this one. Breadstick Nick. That's his new name. That's the cameraman, Breadstick Nick. I'll probably be releasing the real footage of the kick here soon.
Woo!
Soon. It was so good. Yeah. It was so good. I'm excited for the playoffs, Mikey Bugatti.
Yeah.
I'm excited for the playoffs.
Me too.
I'm
This is
excited
gonna be
for
good.
the playoffs.
Eagles fly high. Eagles fly all the way. That's my prediction.
Hey, fresh start.
Everyone's undefeated right now.
Yeah, that's it.
Everyone's
Fresh
undefeated.
start. Starting out 0-0. But that's all I have for you guys tonight. Stay out of trouble. And as always, I'd have a beer. Take it easy.